What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going over just how I built my racing simulator from scratch, cheap as possible, and how you can do it yourself as well. All right, so the first thing in this video is tools. Now, a lot of people already have tools they can use. Great. I had my own tools. I use my own tools. No cost to me there. If you don't have your own tools, though, there are rental programs out there to rent things. Like Home Depot has a rental program. There's like, I think Ace might have one. I'm not for sure on that though. But there's like uh, construction rental, places like that. Basically, if you don't have tools and you need tools, you can rent tools. And it's honestly pretty cheap to do. I was actually just looking here on the Home Depot website, $25 per day to rent a drill at Home Depot. That's not bad. You're probably only going to be using it for one day, so $25 to rent the drill for the day. That's pretty all right. Now, as far as tools you need, it depends on what material you're going to be using. You might need different tools if you're going to be using metal over wood. But with that being said, basically the tools you should need is like a drill and a saw, or if not a saw, like a grinder or something. Real simple. There's not a lot of tools you need for this. Maybe like a screw gun. Nothing super important that goes along with building one of these, especially when you're just trying to get in cheap. That's really all you need. There's not a lot to it. Now, the second thing you need to know is the material. Now, you can do it out of wood, you can do it out of metal. It's honestly personal preference. Right now, I was looking at some prices, and wood and metal aren't that far off in pricing. There was some 2x2, quarter-inch thick metal square tubing that I found for 10 foot. It's like $6 for a 10-foot stretch. Probably need a couple of those. Or if you're going to be doing wood, 2x4s work great, and a 10-foot 2x4 is about the same price. So it really doesn't matter which route you go, just personal preference, whatever you're comfortable building with. Me personally, I did metal. Now the third thing is going to be your seat. And this is where I'd start. After picking out if you're going to do wood or metal, I'd start with a seat. I got a seat off Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of different options you can go. You can order a seat on Amazon. Wouldn't recommend it. You're going to be spending a lot of money. You can order a seat from, a racing website or whatever. You're going to spend a ton of money there if you do that too. Not highly recommended, especially if you're building a sim racer for the first time like I did. So I did Facebook Marketplace. You can go to a junkyard. If you have a seat laying around, an old car or whatever, just pull the seat out. It's not going to make that big of a difference what seat you're sitting in a homemade sim racer. So the seat I found on Facebook Marketplace was a 99 to 07 Chevy truck seat. That's what I'm sitting in to race, and it's honestly pretty great. I love it. Mine did come with the original, the slider underneath, so the seat does move forward and backwards, which is nice. I really like having that already built into the seat, so I didn't have to come up with that sort of system on my own. That's probably the benefit of going to a junkyard or Facebook Marketplace to buy a seat. Biggest benefit, I should say, is finding something that does have the sliding rail still underneath of it. Now, price can vary. Obviously, if you're going Amazon or something like that, or if you're looking for an actual racing seat on Marketplace, you're going to spend a lot of money, upwards of $100 or sometimes closer to the $500 range if you're going for a really nice seat. I spent $40 on my seat, and it came with a slider. If you go to a junkyard, I priced out before even buying this seat. I priced out at my local U-Pull-It. Their seats were $38.50 a piece without the slider underneath. That's just pulling the seat out of the car. If you wanted the slider to go with it, I couldn't even find how much that was, but there's like an extra charge for that stuff at junkyards. Amazon, I kind of already mentioned it, but they don't really have great options. It's going to be that more expensive, racer style seats. There's just not a ton of options out there when it comes to seats without spending a ton of money. So your best option, Facebook, Craigslist, eBay maybe, junkyards. Real simple, just find the cheapest seat you can and use it. It's not going to make a big difference. Even finding a cheap seat, like cheap as possible, you might have to clean it up a little bit. Not that big of a deal. You can just carpet clean those, vacuum them, whatever. Now, the next thing I want to talk about before you get into construction is your wheel and pedals. Now, wheel and pedals vary in price all over the board, and there's all sorts of different, side panel pieces and stick shifts and things you can get to go along with all these systems nowadays. But if you're looking to get in cheap, or maybe you already have a wheel and pedal, that's great. That's kind of where I was. I had a wheel and pedal that I loved. I just hated sitting at my desk to use them. Sitting in this office chair, I roll backwards and I roll forward. It was so hard to push pedals and steer on a flimsy desk and race. So that's why I built a sim. So I already had my wheel and pedals. Excuse me. But if you don't, again, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, great places to look. I see it all the time. There's people looking to offload their Logitech wheel and pedals on Facebook Marketplace for like $150, $200. If you go into Best Buy to buy that same wheel and pedals, you're going to be spending $400, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You can go buy a brand new wheel and pedal if you want to. Now there's other options such as like the Turtle Beach VR1, which is what I have. There's all sorts of brands and options out there, Thrustmaster stuff. And this stuff is not permanent. You can upgrade this stuff in the future. So if you're just looking to get in cheap, I would definitely recommend Facebook Marketplace, eBay. Start low, and in the future you can build up to something better. So really cheapest you're going to be looking at a wheel and pedal is like maybe $100. And that's about it. For everything you need to get started building your first sim rig, that's all you need. You need a seat. You need frame material. I guess I didn't mention hardware. Hardware is super cheap. Bolts or screws, whatever. So seat, frame material, and hardware, and a wheel and pedals. And then this is assuming you already have, your Xbox or your PC that you're going to be playing on, and a good place to store your sim rig or keep it. Like I do. I have it here in the corner of my office. So with all that being said, I built my sim rig for under $100. I had material already laying around. I had a wheel and pedals already. All I had to do was buy the seat and buy some hardware. Realistically, the price you're looking at in this day and age is gonna be probably somewhere in the $200 to $300 range if you have absolutely nothing at all. You're starting out and you don't have a wheel and pedals, nothing. Like if you're just, I don't have anything and I want to build one, $200 to $300 is like the cheapest you're going to be able to get into this. With that being said, I'm going to show you what I built, and then that way hopefully it can inspire you, maybe build something similar or give you just an idea as to what you're doing. All right, so here's what I came up with for my racing simulator. Like I said, Facebook Marketplace seat. It was a 99 to 07 Chevy truck passenger seat. And then the wheel and pedals I already had, the VR1 Velocity from Turtle Beach. Real simple. I mean, I used chain link fence posts that was left over and built a frame, added some wood for my pedals and my steering wheel, and that was about it. It's not hard to get into. You know, measuring some things out. You know, I got two crossbars there that mount the seat to the actual frame rails. That's where I started. You know, I did the crossbars for where the seat was going to sit and the frame rails to measure out how far away I needed my pedals to be, and then my uprights for my steering wheel. Super simple. But that's what I came up with. That's what I'm working with. Super comfortable to sit here and race. Here's my TV screen that I race on. Just super simple 32-inch TV. I got my other monitor over here, so if I'm managing a Twitch stream or whatever, I can do that. I can still see it. But this TV right here, plenty big enough, and it seems like it's a little bit far away. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a gap. Oh, excuse me. A gap with all my wires and everything there. But it's really not. Once I get into a race, you know, I got the cockpit view, and it's really honestly perfect sitting here doing that. So I hope this inspires you guys, maybe gives you a little bit of motivation or an idea of what you want to build and what you want to do. But that's what I got. All right, thanks for checking out this video, checking out my race sim build, and how I did it for so cheap. I hope you guys build your own, find a cool way to build your own. There's a lot of really cool designs out there to follow. Be sure to like and subscribe on this video. It'd be greatly appreciated. And I hope I see you guys in the next one. Also, if you want to, I do Twitch streams every once in a while. Most of the time doing iRacing, or I do like truck sim and stuff like that too. Just some random gaming stuff. But I love using my new sim rig. So I do a lot of iRacing and truck sim, stuff like that, like I said. So you can check out my Twitch as well. I believe it's posted on my YouTube bio page. You can get there, check it out. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.